Are you watching closely? Oh, yes. Hello and welcome back to Minecraft, where we're playing with redstones and sticky pistons. What we're going to do is make this nifty hidden door. So we'll go ahead and pass through here. And as you can see, when you press on the pressure plate out there, it pulls the blocks off to the side. And same thing from this side, it pulls them so that you can get through here. And the cool thing is, you can't really see it. So this works really well to have a hidden door on the side of your castle, or maybe even a hidden exit, so if somebody's chasing you, you can get away undetected. And it's all activated by this here pressure plate. So what I'm going to do is come over here and look at our above ground installation to kind of see what's going on behind the scenes. So when you press on this pressure plate, or step on it rather, what's going to happen is these blocks will be pulled back one, and then these four sticky pistons pull back the other two sticky pistons and blocks to the side. Observe. It may be easier to see what's going on from the back, so let's pass through here. So we have these four pistons here and these two here, and these are pulling the blocks back, and these four are pulling the pistons and the blocks to the side, allowing us passage through. So, how are we going to do this? Well, let's come over to our testing platform, and let's get to building. So here is where our door is going to be. So we'll go ahead and place those two blocks as a placeholder. Now 2 blocks away, we're going to go ahead and place our pressure plate. Now this is what's going to activate the whole system. Now what we're going to do on this side is place our sticky pistons, and we want to place these on the side facing these 2 blocks, and we want those 2 blocks away. And the reason for that is by default these sticky pistons are going to be activated, stuck up against these blocks. That way, when you press on the pressure plate, it's going to pull these blocks back one. Now, how do we pull them off to the side? Well, that's going to be the job of these pistons here. So the blocks will be pulled back one, and then these 4 sticky pistons will pull this whole system off to the side, allowing us passage through. So let's go ahead and get to work. Now, to make this pressure plate do its job, we're going to have to run some redstone. So this is what? 1, 2, 3 in. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to place that directly under the pressure plate and bring it back to about here. Perfect. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is bring this over here. We're going to dig down 1 block, place that there, and place a torch. Now here's why we did that. What we want this to do is come down and actually power the block that the redstone is attached to. That way, when we press this block here and put another redstone torch above it, you'll see that is now powered off. The reason for that, each time you place one of these redstone torches, it reverses the signal. So, as an example, if I place another one right above here, you'll see that this one is now powered on. So this is an efficient way to carry the power vertically, and you just need to make sure that you have enough clearance. That way you can actually get it over to your system, which is why I dug down 1 here. Because obviously if this was 1 higher, then it would be up here and it would just be a whole mess. So none of that's really important, but this is how you're going to want it to look. Now what we're going to do is place down a redstone and a block. And the reason we have this block here is because we need 1 more redstone torch. Now what's going to happen when we place this redstone torch, if you remember from before, it's going to reverse the signal, which means this torch will be powered on, activating this piston. Observe. All right. So that's exactly what we wanted to do. Now we also want the top piston to do that. And how do we do that? Well, just place a block above it, and that carries the power from this redstone torch to this block, activating the piston. Well, that seems easy enough. So now, when I step on this, it's going to pull these back. Perfect. Works exactly as it should. Now, what we need to do is bring the power up above all of this to come to these pistons to make them do their job. And what we're going to do that is place another redstone torch on this side, which is essentially doing the same thing as this. And just like this, we're going to place a block directly above it. That way, when we press redstone on top of it, it's going to be powered on, which we want. So we want this to come all the way up here. In fact, let's come up 1 more block. That's not necessary. And we will come up over all of these pistons until we're sitting right on top of this piston here. So we'll go ahead and run this redstone all the way across. And now we have this one piston activated. To activate the rest, simply place a block here, bring your redstone down, place another block here, and redstone down. So now, two of the other pistons are activated. We have the top left and these two. Now, how do we get this bottom one doing its job? What you want to do is bring the redstone back around from this side, still under the sticky piston, the pressure plate, and then coming around here, and we want this to come directly underneath this so that it is powering that piston. So what we want to do is have a block that redstone is going to be sitting on top of, and to activate that, what we want to do is go ahead and place a torch, dig down just like on the other side, and do that. This way, when we press on the pressure plate, all of the pistons are activated. Now, why didn't that work? Well, you'll notice that all of the pistons are activating at the same time, which means that these 4 pistons are being pulled back before they get a chance to grab all of this stuff. Well, how do we counteract that? We're going to go ahead and use redstone repeaters. This is a great way to add a delay to your system. So on this one, we're going to go ahead and place it, and we're going to go ahead and give that 1 tick. Now that's not going to quite be enough. What we also want to do is come down here, one more over, and place another repeater here, and we're going to put this all the way on. Okay, now we're not going to need this space here anymore, so we'll go ahead and cover that up. All right, so now when we step on this pressure plate, theoretically, everything should work as it should. And there you have it. There you have it, your hidden door system. So it's being pulled back and off to the side. That way we can pass through. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and pass through the door system here. Now, we have a problem. We can get into our home, but what about getting back out? Well, that's thankfully fairly simple as well. Let's go ahead and add a couple more blocks back here so that we have some walking room. Hello, Mr. Bat. That's right, we are in Minecraft 1.4 now, which is super exciting. I can't wait to play around with that a little bit later, but that's beside the point. So here we're going to place another pressure plate. Now what we want this pressure plate to do is exactly the same thing as the other one. Activate the whole system so that we can get back through. So what is this? 1, 2, 3. So what we're going to do is come down here and let's see, 1, 2, 3. So we want to place a redstone directly below that. And what we want to do with this redstone is connect it up with the rest of the system. So we're going to just string this right on along here. Again, we do not need this anymore, so we'll go ahead and fill that back in. And now it should do the same thing. So there you have it, a hidden door system using sticky pistons and redstone. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did in fact like this video, go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and subscribe, it certainly helps my channel, and thanks for stopping by.